Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamra. I hope that you guys are doing okay today. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Okay. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I've been up early. Okay. I'm a little tired because I had to get up real early this morning to get out and do some things as it relates to a case that I have. So I was up early. Okay, I had to be at a courthouse way down in the backwoods of Mississippi early this morning. Then I had to leave there and go way out to East Afghanistan, as they say. But hey, I'm good. I'm just preparing to go to my boxing class. I enrolled in a boxing class to help it's exercise and it also helps to release because I have a lot going on. Okay, I have more going on than you all would ever um, imagine. Okay, but anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about um, some of these rappers. I was looking at some videos of some of the new rappers on Instagram, the newer ones, the younger ones. And, I was looking at what Key Glock and them are doing and how I'm happy that, Dolph at least um, did that for them as far as the independent route. And, um, just seeing how they're having fun and how they're living out their dreams and to see those young men doing that. And it looks like Key Glock is getting ready to sign some more acts, all right, and also teach them the independent route. And I and you know as I was looking at that, I started thinking about Key Glock is going to have to be covered in prayer because we know how number one jealous the industry is. That's number one. Number two, how anytime people can't take advantage of you, especially it seems like in the music industry, just like they did with Young Dolph. They will try and take you out when they can't take advantage of you, right? When you have a strong mind, right? And it looks like he's going that route, okay? And so it brought me to this topic, okay? Are they setting up um, artists for failure, okay? Is the rap industry setting up today's artists for failure? Because, you know, I got to thinking about a Glorilla and, Finesse Two Times. Finesse Two Times is one of those rappers that I like. I like his sound, I like, what he's doing and how he's making money. He talk about making money for his children, and he's very very talented. And I think about as I said a couple weeks ago when I did a video, I was like, I think it's very suspicious that each and every time that Finesse Two Times does a concert or something, it seems like something happens. And it leads me to believe that it is engineered. Okay. And I said the exact same thing about a week ago about with Glorilla, when she did her concert. And I somebody spoke about it. I did a video and I was, we was talking about it in the chat. And I said that I think it's very suspicious that first of all we know what is going on with Glorilla. Okay, Glorilla signed a 360 deal and it's never meant for her to get rich, not at this point. Famous, yes, because they make them famous, they have to make them famous, okay, as long as they comply. And she seems to be complying very well because she's a young lady, she's very excited about what they're doing for her. And it's more than what she has ever had, and so they have to make her famous so that they can make money off of her, right? I'm sure they breaking off a little something, but she's not getting nearly as much as she's supposed to get because right now she is their cash cow. If she ever opened her eyes, okay, will something happen to her, right? Other than try to ruin a career, or will they try to take her out? Because I'm sure they've got I'm sure that the more famous the artist is, the higher the insurance policy is. So I'm sure Gotti got an insurance policy on her out, out of this world. Okay. And I think those insurance policies are simply just because if they ever open their eyes, right? It's not for if they have an accident. And we already know most accidents are not, especially in this industry, most accidents are not really accidents. Okay. They were planned. Okay. They were planned accidents. Okay. So we know that now. But I believe that the insurance policy is if she ever has a renewal of the mind, meaning that if she ever opens her eyes and see what they're really doing to her, she starts to look at the finance part of it. Okay, that insurance policy is for that, because then she's no longer she starts to make problems and things of that nature. They'll get more money off of her being dead, right? And so that's why when I did this video, I was like, it's seeming like a lot of these artists they're putting them into the music industry and they set them up for failure. It seems like Finesse Two Times, we was supporting Finesse Two Times, and I still support him. But for some reason it seems like he's been set up for failure. Okay. Me myself personally, I didn't see what, I don't know if I ever see Moneybag Yo promoting Finesse Two Times, because he looks at Finesse Two Times as his competitor, right? He might start supporting him, start promoting him more now when he look at this video, because they be looking at these videos. Okay. But I'm talking about the music industry as a whole. When you see these young dudes get into the music industry and they get in with all these types of, they get in with these dreams of becoming rich and famous. And then they make them famous and they get caught up in that. They get so caught up in people screaming their names and showing them attention that they forget about the money. Okay. And so once they get used to that and they start focusing on the money, okay, hey, it they've already signed all types of contracts that was not conducive to their livelihood, right? Okay. So that's why I said, are they setting them up for failure? I would have to say, yes, they are. They definitely are setting them up for failure, because we already know at this point, and you would think that the artist would know, which is why people are so mad at Key Glock. And the same reason that they was mad at Young Dolph, the same reason they was probably mad at Mo 3. Okay. um it's not conducive to a bunch of sharky hyenas for you to have your own mind and for you to feel like, hey, this is me. It's like me, like anybody. You get into business, you feel like you're supposed to make more money off of yourself and your knowledge than anybody. You bring somebody else in, you might pay them a percentage, you might pay them a fee for helping you. That's the way it has always been. But in the music industry, okay, in the music industry, they feel like they're supposed to make all of the money off of you, okay, and then they give you a small percentage and you're the damn workhorse. Okay. And what's so sad about it is they start to bring in a lot of these black people to lure these black execs, people like Gotti and people like JAYZ and Puffy and all of them, because they all have funders in the background. Okay, as I was saying last night, they all have funders. Okay, so they give you all, they try to give us the illusion of these are powerful black men and they did this by themselves, when a lot of that stuff, like those teams and things of that nature, are not even their stuff. What they do is they put them up front, so to because black people spend more money than anybody. Oh wow, this black man is powerful, he's spending all this money, and they use them to lure us so that they can spend more money. They go, no, you get all, you can get all the credit, you be in the front, we want to stay in the back. We want you to get all the attention, and we're going to pay you a percentage of that to fool your people. And that's exactly what they do. Okay. And so then what they ultimately do is, because a lot of these young dudes in the hood are, they're in awe of these rappers because of the illusion that they see. They don't know what's going on in real life. Okay. They they have talent because all of the talent is in the hood. Let's just be real about it. These young dudes don't know anything about business, okay? And they take full advantage of that. And I think it's a darn shame for people within our community to reach back just to take advantage of people that are impoverished when they came from the hood, right? Or you got to pay your dues. You got to pay your dues. You're going to have to go commit a hit, once, just like they did Straight Drop. Okay. I'll give you a record deal if you go do some work for me. And we all know now that the work is going to take a human life, which is very sadistic, right? And then ultimately they use them up, they get them on drugs. They immediately start putting the whores and the drugs around them. Let's just be real. Okay. There, if that don't take that first of all, if the whores don't take them down with AIDS, okay, or a scandal, then they know that the drugs is gonna do it. See, the drugs keep them really medicated. That's what it does. It keeps their brain um messed up so that they can never open their minds to being taken advantage of. So it might take them years because the drugs that people are on now, it's not even easy for them to get off of without some type of side effect for the rest of their lives. Okay, and so they know that if that don't take them out, and somehow they get past that, okay, and they get their mind back and they have a good support system around them, and they start saying, well, hey, we need to talk about this contract. They know, now this right here gonna be a problem. We got this $10 million policy, which should be illegal anyways, on them. Okay, and they go ahead and take them out. So that's why I say it seems like they're setting them up for failure, anyways, because the goal is to get rich off of them. And when they're no longer useful, dispose of them. Okay? Dispose of them. If their music is not selling anymore, they're asking questions about why did I do this, and this, and I'm broke. We got this insurance policy. Okay? And so that's why I say a lot of these artists have to keep, very strong support systems and stuff around them, keep their mind clear. Don't drink because then now they putting, if you're going to drink something, drink it when you get home because now they putting stuff in these little artists drinks and stuff, something to make them crazy. Right. So, I think it's a shame, as I look at what's going on when people are trying to be successful, I would think that as, we would be trying to show support. I'm talking about, the public kind of pick and chooses. And hey, I think we should pick and choose when people are wrong, right? Such as this situation with Young Dolph. I mean, it should be easy to pick and choose. Nobody should be plotting to take a human life. Nobody should think that they can just take somebody's life because they got mad at them. They was beefing, and that's how I go in the hood. No, that's not how I go in the hood. You can't just take somebody's life because you beefing with them because you mad at them. Young Dolph was not a threat to any of them dudes. He was just walking into a cookie shop, right? But for some reason, people think that this is acceptable, especially within the rap genre, within the rap music. And I think that it's a shame. That's why I say we have to have a renewal of the mind, and let these record execs know when they send these cuckabug heads out to do their dirty work, like Puffy and all of them. Let these record execs know we're not going to buy your stuff. We don't care what black artist you give us the illusion of as being a success story. I don't even know why Puffy is still being supported. All of the things that he has done, Puffy's gold, his role in the industry. See, they give him all different roles, and his role is to demasculate the masculine male, the masculine straight male. If you want a deal in this industry, you have to give me your booty. Hey, that's it. That is his role. And unfortunately, sometimes when people get desperate, especially if they've been used to a certain lifestyle, it's unfortunate. But you hear about a lot of them giving in. especially if they're already used to a certain lifestyle. They don't know anything about money, and the money starts to slow down. Okay. And that could be a what's the word that I'm looking for? That could be a strategy, because we know they all control everything, right? That could be a strategy um for stuff to start slowing down. They're not getting the music roles, their music is not selling, because we know now that, especially in this industry, everything can be engineered, which is why they hated Dolph. They couldn't touch him, they couldn't control him. He was smart enough to already go get the money. See, you can't, let me tell you something, you can't mess over a person. Okay, you can't control a person that's already got their own stuff. You can't. I use this example, and I wasn't nearly on the level of Young Dolph. Okay, I remember me and one of my friends and some of her cousins went out of town. Okay, we went out of the country on a vacation, and we were all staying at this beautiful resort that had a resort and it had some hotels also, right? They just kept getting on my nerves. And one thing about young ladies, I don't know, when you're quiet, you know what I mean? I'm quiet. I like, let me go sit and look at the water, because I have a lot going on my mind, and I have to go sit by myself and stare at the water. That's why I live around the lake, right? And I remember I don't know, they took offense to that. They wanted to get started. And I remember my mama calling, and she was like, "Well, you don't sound too happy." I said, "I'm not. They're starting to get on my nerve because they got issues with me. People don't like what they don't understand. They are really afraid of what they don't understand. They would try to kill it, which is what they did to Young Dolph." Okay. And so I told my mom, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it." And so she called me the next day. She said, "You didn't call me back. What happened?" I said, "I went and got my own. They let them stay in the resort, and I went and got me a hotel upstairs. Okay, and it was just as beautiful. When you got your own money, you ain't got to take no mess. Okay, when you got your own stuff, you ain't got to take no mess." Right? And I use that example to say that even with Young Dolph, they wanted to try and blackball him. Okay. They couldn't stand him. They said he was too arrogant. Okay. So, but he had his own money, he had his own stuff going for him. Right. And so he didn't have to take their mess. He didn't care about them trying to blackball him. He had the money to push his own stuff until he came up on something. They couldn't control it. Even when Gotti and them was calling those radio stations and stuff, trying to pay them not to play his stuff, he could just go and pay them a little bit more. See, money talk. They couldn't take that. They couldn't stand that, right? They tried to offer him the 22 million so that they can control him, okay? So that they could put that insurance on him, because they understood that he had a vision. He was a visionary, okay? And they were smart enough to understand, even with giving him that 22 million, they had been watching him. They knew that he was a visionary, that still at some point he was still going to want to try to break out of that box and go independent later on and teach young dudes the independent route. Okay. So I feel like that was a way when they offered him that 22 million, because that was a way to try to get him caught up in something to try to take him out anyways. Okay. But they was upset because they couldn't control him. They couldn't put him in the box that they put and get him caught up like they got so many of these other artists that was hating on him being independent route, right? They couldn't do that, okay? And then he was a threat because they knew with the type of personality that he had, and they saw him doing it, that he was teaching other young men the independent route, so that they would not get caught up. They would not be, I guess, food, because at this point, that's just what they are. They're food, they're prey. Okay. Um, to these predators, these record execs, right? They look at these young dudes as prey. And so that's why I say I will always support his artists that are keeping it independent. Key Glock and them are still independent. And I will always support them for them to work hard and continue that legacy and still have the success. and just carry that on. Okay. And that's why I say, when people ask me about Glorilla, I go, it makes it, I think about Glorilla as a young woman, and I see what's happening. Okay. People might say, well, you don't know. Yeah, we know. We know exactly what's happening. And I could be extremely proud of Glorilla. And her talent, I guess I can be proud of that. But at the same time, I know that Glorilla is getting the short end of the stick. Okay. And the sad thing about it is, I know in my spirit, it's just not going to have a good ending for her, because they look at her as a cash cow. Okay. And so that's why I want to do this video. I got to thinking about, do they set them up for failure? These record execs automatically sign them to set them up for failure. Okay. They're like leeches. Okay. And what does a leech do? A leech will suck all of the blood out of you. Okay. They'll suck all of the blood out of you. Sometimes you survive, sometimes you don't. And a lot of these artists are not surviving, that get these record deals, because it is not meant for them to survive. I think I was saying last night, even though I was mad and stuff last night, I was like, um, we get mad because I was mad about some stuff I had found out about. And I got to thinking about what my mother said. She was like, you won the majority of the battle when you know what people are doing. So don't get mad. But the problem is, these young dudes get into this and they don't know business. They don't know what these folks got planned for them. It's never meant for them to win. You can't fight an enemy that you don't know anything about. Right? That's the reason why people try so hard to hide. They think they've gotten smart enough to put layers and layers and layers of covering on top of them, meaning they got this person, that person, that person, that person. They got all these people in the front of them doing their dirty work so that you can never find out it's them. That's how smart they think they are. And you got some folks dumb enough to do it. Right? But when you know the enemy, and which Young Dolph and I believe Mo3, quite a few of them, they knew the enemy. And they decided to try to go around that because they knew that they were going to be set up for failure. Okay. They took them out. That's why I say, we have to support independent artists and support these artists, even if they're, these young men that get in that's not independent. Promote speaking the truth so that these young men don't go into stuff blindly, because these record execs want them to be as dumb as they can be. Okay. They don't want them to have a mind of their own. They want to put them on uh jets and take them up in the air and sign contracts and put a damn $200 bottle of champagne in front of them, or $500 bottle of champagne that they probably gonna have to pay back. Okay, just so they can sign that Sharky contract, right? And then if all else fails, they get that insurance policy, because like I said, I think it should be illegal for them to be able to put millions of dollars on these young dudes. And I bet all of that is in the clause. They're signing all this paperwork. They don't know damn well they're signing their own death certificate, because I'm willing to bet that insurance policy is in that contract. They don't know anything about it, and their families and their children are usually left with nothing, right? So at this point, it seems like that, not seems that it is. It is. They're continuously mimicking what the Sharky people had done to all of these Black artists. And I think it's a darn shame that they are now able to give a few artists like Puffy and JAYZ and all of them a few crumbs for them to continue on, hijacking the Black community. Okay. That's just a darn shame that they're doing that, right? But anyways, I wanted to get on and talk about that, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna drop some more videos. As y'all can see, I'm tired. Okay. I said I was gonna go to my not my kickboxing class, my boxing class. And I still might do that. Okay. A sister been up so early, I'm tired as I can be. Okay. But please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing to the channel. Okay. Subscribe to the channel so you can get the notifications. Hit the like button to keep the videos in the algorithm. And if you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Talk with you guys later.